What's up, disc golf fans? Chace here with Team Discmania, and we are at the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the year in Brooksville, Florida at the Supreme Flight Open. I'm going to take you guys what is in my bag for this event. Let's get right into it. First off, just want to shout out my actual bag here. This is the Upper Park Rebel bag. I've only been using it for a month or so, but man, really good quality. Holds a lot of discs. I could put over 30 in this bag, and for the price point, I think it's the best bag on the market. So if you want to pick one up, use code Harry at checkout, save yourself 15%. We will start with the meat of the bag, the most important discs in any pro's bag, the putters. I putt with the Flex 2 D-Line Rainmaker. I have two of them here, both clones. Just kind of pick one randomly so they have the same wear and tear in them. I like a little bit of a softer putter. I don't like to putt with complete bricks, but these are pretty firm, so offers a nice consistent grip. And then I also have the Flex 1 version here, which I use mainly for throwing. If it were to get really cold or rainy, I might also putt with it, but sticky putter, nice and flippy, can shape a lot of shots with it. I've got some premium plastic throwing putters here as well. We'll start out with the P1, which I will probably throw the most out here. This is a special version S-Line P1. Discmania made. I'm not sure how many of these were even made. I got this kind of in a special way. It's kind of a test version of it, but it's a beat up disc. It flies like a true beat-in putter. It's got that nice rounded frisbee top that I like, and goes really straight, really far. Also have the Sky God 4 here. This is my main just hyzer approach disc. Can handle a lot of power, can handle touch shots, super versatile. Sky God 4 is one of my favorites. And then last, definitely the most unique throwing putter I have. This is the Cloudstone Lux Vapor Spore. It's a 1-speed, 7-glide, and it's 159, so super light. You can use it to warm up, it's easy to catch, and it does a lot of different shots. What's really cool about it is it's slightly stable, so you can throw some beat-up hyzers, you can also throw some flex shots, you can get it to do a lot of different things. Really good disc for getting out of trouble. All right, mid-range is next. On the Pro Tour, kind of a weird slot. So we have my Origin here, which I don't throw too much off the tee. More of a scramble disc as we get into the woods and there's some uphill late turnover shots. Could potentially be used, but always nice to have something flippy in the bag for those standstills and scrambles. And then the Method. This is my workhorse mid-range here. I have one pretty beat up and one that's very stable. So can kind of go to these for a variety of shots, but any mid-range shot in the 300 to 350 category that's straight and pushing shot, these are the ones I'm deciding between. They fly great, nice beaded OG mid-range feel, I'll call it, and love having them. In this nifty side pocket here, I have two more what you would call mid-range or approach discs. These are definitely my go-to forehand approaches, but I throw them both backhand as well. We'll start off with this. This is a Soft Tactic. Very neutral flying, but very torque resistant on a forehand as well. I can shape a lot of different shots with this. Nice and soft, sits by the basket. Really good tool in the woods. And then the MD5. At one point last year, I was throwing this, I think, more than any other disc. Super controllable stability. It's overstable without being a complete unusable machine or just a utility disc. Flex shots, hyzers, approaches, you name it, MD5 gets it done. Moving on to the 7-speed fairway drivers, which historically has been my favorite speed. We have the FD, Discmania Classic here. I have a beat up one, Showstopper 1. Shout out Ella Hansen for this one. Hyzer flip machine. I honestly don't throw it too much off tee shots just because it is so flippy, but just like the Origin for scramble shots, kind of impeded lies, this one really does well. And then I've got my main throwing FD here. This is a Glow C-Line FD. And shout out Chain Reaction Dies for a nice die job on this one. I don't have too many die discs, so this one stands out nice. Very neutral flying for an FD, more on the stable side, but can handle a variety of shots. Still mostly a wooded disc, but man, this thing glides and flies like no other. Also have the FD1 here, which I would probably call the disc I can't live without in my bag. I've always liked the stability and speed of disc, a 7-speed, slightly overstable. You can hit it flat, get it to go straight, you can do some really nice pushing hyzers. And the FD1, I mean, these ones just last forever. This one's probably a year old and still flies like it did out of the box. Very reliable disc. Check out the FD1. My 9 speeds here, which are my main forehand slot. I do backhand these discs as well, but they're mainly in the bag for a forehand. And the first one, Color Glow Vanguard. I kind of treat this like an FD3. It has a very similar shape and feel to it. This is my go-to hyzer flip forehand disc, or for any riding left forehand. A lot of Scramble Woods forehands. This thing just has the glide and stability of a forehand workhorse. If you're a forehand dominant player, you will love this disc. And then my FD3s. Obviously, I think every pro here is going to have something of this speed and stability. And the FD3 is Discmania's choice, and it's one of the best. So we have the Solar Flare here. Shout out Alden Harris. This is a really sick elephant rainbow stamp. More domey than a traditional FD3 I would like, but for some reason, I just really like the Horizon feel of this. I'm throwing it for more backhands than forehands, but I'm also throwing some nice pushing forehands. Still overstable, but not the beefiest disc in the world. And then this is the beef machine right here, a prototype C-Line FD3. These are much stiffer than the normal C-Line FD3s, start out a little bit more stable, and have a nice flat top. So anything that requires that flat FD3 shot, whether it be a super skip or fighting headwind, this is the guy. Okay, this is definitely the in-between slot in the Discmania lineup, but it's super crucial. The PD. I'm bagging 2 Nordic Phenoms for this slot. One very beat, one pretty new, and the PD just does anything. Whenever there's a shot, especially out here that I'm kind of in between discs on, it's normally the PD. These things can shape shots, they can go far, they can be reliable. There's a reason why PD is one of the most popular Discmania molds. It rocks. Last but not least, the distance drivers. Especially out here on the Pro Tour, you need a lot of them. So I've got 4 Cloudbreaker molds. We'll start off with these 2. These are the Gannon Burr C-Line Horizon Cloudbreaker. Pretty much the exact same disc. This one's just slightly beat up and this one's more new. I've been using a lot of these for forehands, for long flying backhands. Really good mold here. I've also got some S-Line Horizon Cloudbreakers from the Eagle McMahon run a few years ago. This is a much domier, much flippier version, and then these Blackroom ones are very consistently overstable while still flying like a long flying 12 speed. So this combo right here can't be beat. And then my super overstable 12 speed slot, we have 2 PD2s, and then this specialty disc, which I guess is my 5th Cloudbreaker. What's fun about these Golden Horizon ones, they are actually made before the reinvented PD2. So these ones are kind of like a PD2 and actually more stable than these 2. Very high dome, gives you that late hooking stability. So for some PD2 shots, I end up going with this one. And then these last 2 orange PD2s, this is a nice stock stamp S-Line one. I really like these. I think this is a super slept on disc here. Just your run-of-the-mill PD2, and it's a perfect disc for a lot of situations. All right, let's just go through what else is in my bag. I don't really know what's in here, but we have a Cliff Bar that I'll probably eat later. I have a rangefinder, which is super crucial on tour. Now, coming from the New England woods, I never really found myself needing it until I went out to a Pro Tour event for the first time in the open, and I was like, man, I really need one of these. So on tour, super crucial. Let's see, got a little mini can topper, hand warmers in case it gets cold. Pretty much anything above like 45 degrees is the only time I don't use these. My fingers get really cold and I need that pot for my putt. And I also have 2 Sharpies. Cool thing about this bag, I couldn't even find it for a little bit. I got a nice mini pocket right here. And this is the mini that I play every tournament with. This is a mini from the first ever PDGA tournament I played, 2020 Greater Hartford Open. So it's always just a nice reminder where we came from. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to GMT, what are you doing? If you're a fan of me, they're supporting me all year long. We'll have great content from both me on the tour and also some really cool local content, which is where I came from. So support GMT, support Discmania. They make a great product. Really enjoy throwing their discs. And support me. I'll be on tour all year. Excited to give you guys a show. So stay tuned for the next one.